if you look at the map of the city today, you have the ferry building, which is rather notable to the north, AT&T Park to the south, and the Embarcadero, which joins these two places, has this spot in the middle where Pier 30 and 32 exist today. And you can see, just by looking at this diagram, that there is a kind of a need to build up public life along this very long stretch between the ferry building and AT&T Park. So it's situated perfectly in terms of use to be a great cultural venue in the city. I would like to start, though, before showing you the design, perhaps what you've seen last in the press. Some of the diagrams in the magazines and journals have shown essentially an arena placed almost dead center in the middle of the pier, with retail going right up to the Embarcadero and a kind of wide swath of green space around it, which is this sort of zone for public use. You can see there are several challenges with this diagram. The views are blocked in some directions. It creates a fairly large wall or canyon-like space along the Embarcadero. So we began to rethink this concept and rethink how people might understand this site. So in fact, our project is moving the arena further to the east, rotating it slightly to open up views, breaking up the retail spaces into a wider, more sensible distribution of different scales of retail across the site, and opening up many more view corridors on the site than had previously been imagined.
It's really exciting. I think the architects have taken what the Warriors' vision was for this site and really have so far expanded it to something that is very special. And I think that's why they're so good at what they do, the firms that we picked, because I think this far exceeds the expectations for an early design that we're unveiling now.
We have created a space which is quite, in a way, it's counterintuitive. You wouldn't expect to make a space that runs north-south like this. But what it does is it allows you to see through to the Bay Bridge, and that view is going to be framed by the venue itself and the retail facilities. So what we're saying here is that our design is inviting the surrounding structures, inviting the Bay Bridge into the composition. In fact, it becomes a centerpiece to the design itself.
I think the things that will really jump out at people, one, placing the building 600 feet away from the Embarcadero, which really creates a completely different feel than I think most people expected. The other structures that are going to be on the site are actually only about half as big as what we originally envisioned, just a little over 100,000 square feet in the design that we showed today. And I think more than anything, the amount of public space, the amount of open space that is available, over 50% of the site is our commitment. Requirement is about 35%.
One of the core ideas behind this site is to give different people ways to experience it 24/7.
There will be a glass facade, so this is a glass facade. It will be predominantly glass along all of the concourse levels, because we want the building to be environmentally sensitive and sustainable, and so we don't want to have all that sunlight flooding into the space at all times. It's going to be a light-colored building. It's going to be not a dark building. And generally speaking, the whole of the arena will feel soft in shape. We're looking at a slightly lozenge-shaped form that's slightly leaning. It's a bit hard to see in these images, but it's the kind of place that sort of wants to lean out over the water itself.